ResortLoop.com is proud to be sponsored by Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company. While the kiosks are closing at parks and Disney Springs is closed right now, you can still enjoy Joffrey's by visiting Joffreys.com. There you can find all their great coffees and a brand new stainless steel tumbler that looks fantastic and reminds me of Spaceship Earth. You can find all that at Joffreys.com.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The body of water that you see to the right of our forward motion is the Seven Seas Lagoon. The Seven Seas Lagoon is a man-made creation that took 3 years and the removal of millions of cubic yards of earth to complete.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott. This is the gateway to the magic. We call it ResortLoop.com. I hope everybody out there is having a safe time. Hope everyone's being healthy. Hopefully you're able to get outside a little bit, get some fresh air, walk around. I know this is a challenging and very unique time we're in right now, but I think there's light at the end of the tunnel. We're going to get through it. Hopefully you're catching up on your hobbies, maybe catching up on some movies. Here's a little insight to what I've been doing when I have some spare time. I've been catching up on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. Yes, I am currently up to, I've finished. Now, a lot of these movies I had seen parts of. Here and there, like I've seen snippets, and I'm like, I gotta stop watching because I want to see all these movies from start to finish. I'm up to Guardians of the Galaxy. That's right, I just finished the Captain America the Winter Soldier from start to finish. Boy, that was a good movie. And I knew I'd seen a lot of parts of it when they were filming, in Cleveland. Remember a lot of the stuff when they were doing it up here. But to see the whole movie put together, fantastic. Loved it. Now I'm on Guardians of the Galaxy. So hopefully by the time I get done watching that, there'll be an attraction opened up. I can maybe ride, besides the one in Disneyland, the tower. The new one they'll be opening down at Epcot. Anyway, let's keep moving forward. I've rambled enough, but I'm really enjoying. Oh, by the way, also watching some of the Agent Carter on Disney Plus. Throwing that out there. I'm enjoying that as well, by the way. Anyway, I thought this would be a good opportunity. We're getting ready. I think we're going to be going forward here. Hopefully the trips will start coming. People will start going back to Disney. Let's face it, once they open it up, I think we're going to hopefully get back to normal sooner than later. I understand economically right now, it's not a great time to maybe be planning a trip. And if you've been affected, my heart goes out to you. I know we have lots of hardworking people out there who just want to get back to work, start saving up for things like your trips. Maybe just going to a grocery store without wearing a mask. I know we're all in this together, as they say in High School Musical. However, right now more than anything, I think we really all need to watch Illuminations. I really think they need to bring that back for a week or two when this is all done. But I know they've dismantled things. Anyway, let's go forward. I want to take this opportunity to talk about the future of Disney dining. After this pandemic is over, what will Disney dining look like? What might they have to do? A lot of this is going to depend on how comfortable guests feel. Will guests, maybe just want to come to the park for the day, maybe not do too much dining? Maybe they'll stick with counter service, table service. It's going to depend on a lot of CDC recommendations, still, on social distancing by the time the park opens up. What will they say is good? What will guests feel? What will make them comfortable? Will they feel comfortable just going to a regular restaurant like they did before? I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk about some of my thoughts on the future of Disney dining. Personally, I think counter service and the traditional table service are going to remain relatively unchanged. I think that, a lot of the counter service, let's talk about like the kiosks at Epcot. You're already outside. You're already eating on garbage cans. Who thought that would be clean at some point? Cleaner option. But in the table service restaurants, I think they'll pretty much stay the same. I think we might go back into some of these restaurants and maybe there won't be quite as many tables at first until people become more comfortable, kind of see what the capacity of the restaurant is when we come back, how many people are making ADRs, how many people are going. And if they're staying really full and getting full and people are comfortable, they might start squeezing some more tables in there. Hopefully until we reach a kind of like where we were before, counter service restaurants, kind of like at your resort hotels, something like the Mara, Landscape of Flavors, and that kind of thing. I think they'll all be open, kind of running kind of as normal. And then people, when they go to sit down, I'm not sure the tables will remove there, but maybe people will just sit comfortably apart from one another. We'll see how that goes. Again, there's not a whole lot I don't think Disney can do there except maybe rearrange tables. Another thing I just wanted to bring up before I get to, the main topic here is coming up, but quick, I just want to talk about bar seating. I'm not sure when this starts back up, there might be bar seating, because those are already limited. They're already kind of really close together. The bar seating might be gone for a while. And I'm wondering about like the small, I don't want to call them micro locations, but think of something like a La Cava de L'Aquila. I mean, it's already very small. You social distance there, you're not going to get that many people in there. We'll see if that opens maybe in the first round. They might have to do phased openings as far as different restaurants. We'll have to take a wait and see approach on that. I'm sure there'll be announcements coming out as soon as we get a definitive date. Go ahead, keep your plans, keep your reservations you might have, Disney will say. Or here's a date, you make reservations. We're planning on being open from here. One other small thing, how about hibachi type restaurants? We got Teppan Edo there at the Japan. One of my favorites outside of the parks, Kobe's, I've always enjoyed that. Benihana's, I think I still at the Hilton there in Disney Springs. But those kind of tables where you're kind of automatically placed with another family, I'll be anxious to see if they're doing that, because I know those tables, they really can't separate. They're kind of bolted to the ground with the hot grills on there. So you really can't move that, but you just have to they'll have empty tables. They might not seat you with other families now at this point. Again, something interesting we'll just have to keep an eye out on. I know a lot of people really love the Teppan Edo, so we'll see. But strangely enough, I also know a lot of people who, when they go to those places, they're happy if they don't have to sit with another family. I've always kind of enjoyed it. Kind of like you get to see another family there at Disney, got to maybe kind of chit-chat, find out how their vacation's going. But here's what I wanted to talk about, considering Disney dining and the future of it going forward. I want to talk mostly about like buffets and the character dining. I'm wondering if a lot of people will be comfortable going to these kind of restaurants. I know there have been some of my favorite restaurants. Now, by buffets, I'm talking things like, Chef Mickey's, Akershus at Epcot, Boma, Animal Kingdom Lodge, Tusker House, Crystal Palace, oh my goodness, even Trail's End. Oh, Cape May Cafe, who doesn't like a good seafood buffet? Anyway, would you, as if things went back to just the way they were before, would you feel comfortable and safe eating there, or are you going to look for something to be done on the side of Disney to make you feel safer here? Personally, I could go up to that seafood buffet right now and maybe get a couple crab legs. But I can't say that for everybody. Everybody might not feel that secure. I might feel better if I just heard they were going to at least start off doing a little something different. So I just came up with some ideas that Disney might be considering. I've read some articles. I actually went over to the CDC to look up some little food recommendations there that they had going. Because I know if you're not comfortable at a restaurant, one, you probably won't go. Two, you're not going to enjoy yourself. And isn't the whole purpose to go to a restaurant where you don't have to cook, you're on vacation, is to enjoy yourself and feel relaxed. So anyway, in researching some of the things that I thought we could do to maybe make everybody feel safe and that Disney could do to actually make it safer for some people, I came up with just a couple interesting facts I was just going to throw out there that I've heard. One is a lot of experts don't think that you can contract this virus, COVID-19, by ingesting it. They say it looks like your stomach actually kills the virus, after it's ingested, so you can't get it that way. But again, you still want to wash your hands, don't touch your face, don't rub your eyes. And speaking of touching your face or eyes, that takes us to the second very interesting thing I found. One of the biggest concerns with buffets, even before this, is that if you touch something contaminated on the buffet, like a serving utensil, and then you touch your face, or, if you touch your phone, if you're at a character buffet, you've gone up to get food, you come back, you touch your phone, you take some pictures, you set the phone down, you keep eating. Now, you're not getting it from eating, but now you've touched your phone. Later, you're putting that phone up to your face or touching it again with your hand. Then you're rubbing your, face and eyes and that whole thing. So that's one thing you want to be aware of. And we will address that and a couple of the ideas I had coming up here for some of the ways to feel better at these Disney buffets. Now, to start off, we already know that Disney is having their employees wash their hands. I mean, I don't even have to ask anybody. I don't have to do any research. I mean, they've always already had the hair nets in place. I think they've worn gloves when they're working back there. I know they've had them wash their face. And on the buffets, I'm sure you've always noticed that they keep the food separated, the hot and the cold. And in my research, this is just good for everybody to know out there. Like if you're having a graduation party coming up, by the way, if you're having a graduation party coming up for your kids or yourself, congratulations. I'm so sorry that you've had I'm not going to say a terrible, but not the most optimal senior experience this year. My heart goes out to you. I wishing you all the best. Hopefully you can get those at least parties in. I know a lot of the places we just got noticed yesterday that schooling is schooling is done for the rest of the year. We're having a virtual end of the school year, and we'll see what happens next year. But anyway, so if you're having any kind of a cookout or like a buffet at your house, the hot food needs to stay at 140 degrees or more to keep the bacteria and things off of it so it stays safe. And if it's cold, it has to be at 40 degrees or less. So I found that. I'm sure Disney's doing that, but I thought that was a good little tip for anybody, serving their own little buffet things at home and with, outdoor dining coming up this spring and summer. Just a little tip out of all this. And Disney's already done this because I've seen this happen at the bars. I'm not sure what the frequency was, but I would not be surprised to see this increase. Was it the intervals at which they switch out the serving utensils, on the buffets? Now, this is, the big spoons, maybe some big serving forks or the tongs, that kind of thing. They're going to have to go to switching these out much more frequently, like maybe 5-10 minute intervals. Like I said, I've seen them do it. I'm not sure how soon or how short their interval was before, but I think they're going to make it very obvious they're changing those things out. I wouldn't mind if they were like color coded. So if you go up one time, maybe you notice, it's like Mickey red. And the next time you go up, it's maybe a yellow or a different color. And that's just kind of tells your mind that, oh, this is fresh, clean, aware of. Just something I would recommend changing out those utensils just a little more often. I would also not be surprised if the guests you see, behind the buffets, working, setting things out, you see them wearing masks. Hopefully Mickey themed, nothing too surgical looking, but something, just so we know that they have our best interest in mind, which they always do. Another thing I wouldn't mind seeing, and I would not be surprised to see this at all, especially initially going back, is some kind of hand sanitizer on all the tables. It can be like, the gel pump. Maybe it's just individual sanitizing wipes, like Purell wipes. That would make me feel pretty good, much better. You go up, you've touched everything, you're back at the table, and there's your Purell or Purell wipes. I think I'd prefer the wipes because I like to wipe the stuff off my hands. So just a little thought there. Maybe a nice little something to put them in, so you're not just sitting them right next to your plate. And some of these I'll go over can actually be used for table service also. They'll be obvious as I state them, but I'm kind of concentrating on the buffets because those have the greatest amount of variables in there as far as, I want my food. I'm hungry. Let's enjoy this Disney meal so we can get back to the parks. Or the pool. Just wait an hour. Would you want a menu actually at your restaurant? I know a lot of the buffets, there's just a big, like menu board out front telling you what they have. But sometimes they'll have something on the table, or if you go to a table service menu, do you want a real menu on the table you can pick up that everybody's picked up? Maybe you just want it on your phone. Maybe they'll just say, go to this thing on your My Disney Experience app. Here's our menu. Enjoy it right there. That way, the server can still come over, say, do you have any questions about the menu? Maybe there'll be like a printed menu where there'll be a fresh one every time. Not the most, ecological thing to do, but I think for a while we're going to be using some plastic bags and using some more paper till we figure out, how we're going to go about this moving forward. And like I said, server can still give you the menu and tell you about the specials, that might not have been on the menu, maybe the daily specials, and any special, drink or other options they might have, or the beverage of the day might be. Another thing, getting back to the tables, maybe a fresh salt and pepper shaker sat out every time. It would at least have to be sterilized. I wouldn't feel bad, and I wouldn't even be shocked if they got rid of salt and pepper shakers altogether, and they just go to the straight, salt and pepper packets for a while. That way, not everyone's picking up, the same salt and pepper shaker from, family to family, and almost even family member to family member. I don't think anybody's too terribly worried about that necessarily. But, we're going to look at some new, clean things going forward and what can we possibly do to, keep viruses and bacteria from spreading. One of the things I foresee happening, because this already happens on the cruise ship, I would not be surprised to see, like, just before the buffet, you can't maybe go to the buffet without doing this, a small hand washing station, or even just, a cast member there handing out wipes to every single person who gets in line and you throw them away before you get to the buffet. That's something they've done on Disney Cruise Line forever. It's helped on there. I would not be surprised to see that, so everyone's hands are hopefully clean as they get to the buffets. So wipes on your way up to the buffet. I think that might be one of the number one things we might see out of this, and I'm pro that, absolutely. Now, here's something I want to know. Would you prefer, and we've gotten all these things, for the buffets, would you prefer there being a cafeteria or buffeteria style at the buffets. Say where you don't handle the spoon now and put the food you want on your plate. A cast member on the other side of the buffet who's already maybe wearing the masks, wearing the gloves, is dishing out the food to you. Now you can still say, I want more of this, more of that. But that way, not all the guests are handling the same serving utensils and such. I'm going to throw that out there. Like I said, this is something also I've seen actually done on the cruise lines. Not all the time, and actually not actually even on the same cruise. I think that at one point, there was some kind of I don't want to use the word scare because that sounds a little more intimidating than I'm trying to say. A concern that maybe there was something maybe kind of going on. Because at one point during a cruise, they switched it from a buffet to this kind of serving, where the cast members are actually serving you the food. I'm fine either way. I just want my food, but I kind of like that idea also. Another thought: say Chef Mickey's were to switch from a buffet to more of a family-style menu. Now we know the family-style menus from things like Ohana, Garden Grill, Whispering Canyon, Liberty Tree Tavern, another one. Where they bring you like an assortment of food, like in a dish, like, the skillet at the Whispering Canyon, the tray of food at the, Garden Grill, where you all kind of pick up from there and then they refill your containers or bring out more if you want. That could be a much cleaner option to go. I like that idea. One, it gets you off your feet just a little bit longer because you've probably already walked enough in the parks. But you get the same kind of food. And by the way, I was looking at some of those skillets. Now, Whispering Canyon, that place looks fantastic. That's going to be a show coming up talking about some skillets. So I would not be surprised to see them go to this cafeteria style or even this family style. But I think if they don't, we're definitely going to see the wipes handed out to each person as they approach the buffet. All right, so we've had our dinner. We've dined. We're relaxed. We feel safer. Now it's time to pay. How brilliant does it look now that you can pay with your Magic Band? A touchless pay system. And if you're not staying on Disney property and you still want to, touch without paying, I'm not sure how many of the restaurants accept Apple Pay right now, but I could see, Apple Pay, Google Pay, the Tap to Pay cards, maybe even pay through the My Disney Experience app. You've ordered your food at counter service for a while and paid for it with the Magical Express. Maybe it's time for that to expand to all the table service restaurants. I pull up the menu, everything kind of rings up there when I'm done. I add the tip, the well-deserved tip I'm sure the cast members get. Hit pay on my phone. I get an emailed receipt. I'm on my way off to my next Fast Pass. How about that? So I think that Magic Band is going to become even more valuable going forward. All right, I've done enough talking about food. One, not really. Two, now I want to hear from you. This is going to be our Looper Nation Live poll next over at Facebook and our Facebook group over there. I want to know, what's your favorite buffet/family style restaurant at Walt Disney World? And for that restaurant, what's your favorite dish they have there? Is it the Parmesan mash at Chef Mickey's? Is it the shrimp over at Ohana? That might be mine. Is it the turkey at Liberty Tree Tavern? I'm not giving you any more ideas. I want to hear what yours are. It could be any of those, but I want to hear right from you. So that'll be our next Looper Nation Live poll, because one, I want to talk Disney, and two, I want to think about food. I want to thank everybody, before I wrap this show up, that sent me just little notes of support and just say, you're thinking of my family. I'm thinking of all your families as well. Looper Nation, I think we're all going to get through this together. Everybody's just going to have to stay safe. Like I said, we're going to have to take care of each other. We're all going to stay in this together. We go on. All that kind of stuff. And I think when I'm done here, I'm going to go watch an old past live stream of Illuminations, because nothing's more motivating, can bring you back into focus like something like that. Like I said, I hope everyone's staying safe out there. If you want to reach me, it's tim@resortloop.com. You can find us over at Facebook, a private group over there at Looper Nation Live on Facebook. Occasionally I'm on Twitter. I like to look at the Instagram. I'm still figuring that baby out. YouTube. What's that other one over there? Pinterest. Yeah, I still don't have that going yet, but maybe we'll do that later. Hey, everyone, thanks for letting me talk about food yet again. Everyone go out there, please share the gateway to the magic. We'll see everybody again. Stay safe, and we go on. Vacation memories will stay with you and your family for a lifetime. The Resort Loop Travel Group was created with this in mind. Our fee-free services will relieve you of the stress and confusion of finding and booking the best vacation at the best price. After booking, we will continue to monitor for ways to save you even more on your vacation. We will check for any upcoming packages and discounts to save you as many vacation dollars as possible. Resort Loop Travel Group, gateway to your magical vacation memories. Get a quote, or for more information, visit resortlooptravelgroup.com. Oh, I do also like the wings over at Ohana's. Oh, and the bread. Oh, that steak's good too. Oh, and the barbecue at the Whispering Canyon. Oh, I gotta go.